The Daily English, the Daily English.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily English. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Liam. It's great to be with you all again. We have a really useful and I think very relatable topic for you today.
That's right. Today, we're going to talk all about our morning routines. It's something everyone has, whether it's simple or complicated, and it's full of great everyday vocabulary that you can use right away.
Exactly. The words we use to describe our mornings are fundamental. So we thought we'd just have a simple chat, share what we do each morning, and explain some key phrases along the way.
Sounds like a plan. So, Liam, I have to ask you first, are you a morning person?
Ugh, the big question. I would say yes, I am. I like getting up early and starting my day. But what about you, Emma? I have a feeling you might be different.
Your feeling is correct. I am definitely not a morning person. I struggle a bit. Why don't I start and I can walk you through my typical morning routine?
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so my day usually starts around 7:30 a.m. when my alarm goes off, and the first thing I do almost every single day is hit the snooze button.
Ah, the snooze button, a classic. So you like to get a few extra minutes of sleep.
Oh, yes, at least 2 or 3 times. That snooze button is my best friend and my worst enemy. Hitting the snooze button is a great phrase. It just means pressing the button on your alarm clock to make it quiet for a little while so you can sleep for another 5 or 10 minutes.
Right, I know that feeling. So after you've snoozed a few times, what happens next?
Eventually, I force myself to get up. I usually feel a bit groggy at first. Groggy is a good word. It means you feel sleepy and not fully awake.
Like you're moving in slow motion.
Exactly. So I stumble to the bathroom. First things first, I wash my face with some cold water. That helps me wake up. Then, of course, I brush my teeth. Pretty standard stuff.
Sure, so after the essentials are done, what's next? Do you dive right into getting ready, or is there another step?
That's a good question. I have to admit, this is when I usually get stuck looking at my phone for a little while. It's a bad habit, I know. I'll sit on my bed and start scrolling through social media.
Oh, that's a very common trap. It's so easy to get sucked in. People even have a name for it now. Doom scrolling, when you just keep scrolling through bad news. It's not the most positive way to start the day, is it?
Not at all. I'm trying to break the habit. I've heard you should charge your phone across the room, which means putting it far away from your bed so you can't reach for it immediately. Maybe I should try that. Anyway, after I finally pull myself away from the screen, I move on to picking out an outfit.
Ah, so that's the next step in your morning routine.
Yep, I go back to my bedroom and pick out an outfit for the day. I try to have a few go-to outfits ready to avoid decision fatigue. That's a real thing when you get tired from making too many small choices. But if I'm not prepared, it can take a while if I'm feeling indecisive.
That sounds very efficient. I think I need to adopt that mindset. For me, indecisiveness in the morning is a real problem.
It definitely helps. After that, it's time for the most important part of the morning.
Let me guess. Coffee?
You know it. I cannot function without my morning coffee, so I head to the kitchen and brew a fresh pot. The smell of coffee really helps me feel awake and ready for the day.
That makes sense. Do you eat breakfast as well or just coffee?
I'm not a big breakfast person. I usually just grab a quick bite. That's a common phrase, to grab a bite. It means to get something to eat quickly. For me, that's usually a piece of toast with avocado or maybe a yogurt.
Nice and simple. So after coffee and toast, are you ready to head out the door?
Almost. While I'm having my coffee, I like to sit down for about 10 minutes and either read the news on my phone or listen to a bit of a podcast. It's a quiet moment for myself before the day gets busy. Then I grab my bag, my keys, and I'm out the door. So that's my morning in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Another great idiom, meaning in summary or in a few words. It sounds like a pretty relaxed morning routine, even if you are a bit groggy at the start.
I try to keep it that way. Okay, so that's me. Now it's your turn, Liam. Tell us about your morning routine. I'm imagining it's very different from mine.
It is quite a bit different. So as I said, I'm an early bird. An early bird is someone who likes to wake up early. The opposite would be a night owl, someone who likes to stay up late.
Right, I'm definitely a night owl. So what time does your alarm go off?
My alarm is set for 5:30 a.m. And unlike you, I never hit the snooze button. As soon as it goes off, I get right up.
Wow, 5:30? That is early. I'm impressed. What do you do first?
Well, the very first thing I do is drink a big glass of water. I keep it by my bed. It helps me feel hydrated and awake. Then I put on my workout clothes because I always start my day with some exercise.
Exercise in the morning. See, that's dedication. What kind of exercise do you do?
It depends on the day. Sometimes I'll go for a run outside if the weather is nice. Other days, I'll just do some stretches and a quick workout at home. It's usually only about 30 minutes, but it makes a huge difference in my energy levels for the rest of the day.
I can imagine.
After exercising, I take a quick shower and get dressed for the day.
By this point, it's usually around 6:30 a.m., and I'm feeling awake and energized.
So at 6:30, I'm probably on my second snooze. What about breakfast? Are you a coffee person like me?
I do enjoy a cup of coffee, yes, but for me, breakfast is really important. I need a hearty breakfast to fuel my day. Hearty means large or filling.
Okay, a hearty breakfast. So, what do you usually have?
My go-to breakfast is oatmeal with fruit and nuts, or sometimes scrambled eggs with a slice of toast. Something with protein to keep me full until lunch.
That sounds a lot healthier than my single piece of toast. I feel like I should be taking notes.
Well, everyone is different. After breakfast, I take about 15 minutes to plan my day. I look at my calendar, I make a to-do list, and I check my emails. It helps me feel prepared and organized.
Wow, you are very organized. It seems like you really make the most of your mornings.
I try to. I find that if I have a productive morning, the rest of my day tends to go more smoothly. I'm a real creature of habit. That's another good expression. A creature of habit is someone who likes to do the same thing at the same time every day.
I think I'm a creature of habit too, but my habits are just a bit slower than yours. It's so interesting how different our approaches are.
It is, and neither one is right or wrong. They're just what works for us.
That's a very good point. There's a lot of pressure these days, I think, to have a perfect morning routine. You see people online waking up at 5 a.m., meditating, journaling, exercising.
Right, the super productive morning. I think it's great if that works for you, but it's also okay if your routine is just about waking up and having a quiet cup of coffee, like yours. The goal is just to start the day in a way that makes you feel good.
I completely agree. It's all about finding your own rhythm. Now, what about on the weekends? Does your routine change, Liam? Do you still get up at 5:30 on a Saturday?
Okay, I'm not that crazy. On weekends, I definitely sleep in a little. To sleep in means to sleep later than usual. I might wake up around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. The morning is much more relaxed. Sometimes my wife and I will make a big breakfast together, like pancakes or something.
That sounds lovely. I sleep in too, of course. For me, sleeping in on a weekend means maybe waking up at 9 o'clock. And I love going out for brunch on the weekends. Brunch is that meal between breakfast and lunch?
Brunch is the best. It's one of my favorite things about the weekend. So it seems our weekend routines are a bit more similar.
Yes, a bit more aligned. So before we wrap up, I think it would be a good idea to recap some of the key words and phrases we talked about today.
Great idea. I can start. We had alarm goes off, which is when your alarm clock starts making noise. And then for Emma, hit the snooze button.
Yes, and the feeling you have after hitting the snooze button is groggy, which means sleepy and not fully awake.
Then we had the two types of people. I'm an early bird because I like to wake up early.
And I'm a night owl because I prefer to stay up late and wake up later. I also mentioned that I just grab a quick bite for breakfast, which means to eat something small and fast.
Right, whereas I prefer a hearty breakfast, which means a large filling meal. And I described myself as a creature of habit, someone who likes a predictable routine.
And finally, on the weekends, we both like to sleep in, which means sleeping later than usual. These are all fantastic phrases to use when talking about your own day.
Definitely. So for all our listeners out there, we encourage you to think about your own morning routine. Are you an early bird or a night owl? Try to describe what you do in the morning using some of the vocabulary we discussed today.
It's a great way to practice. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this chat about morning routines.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Daily English. We'll be back next week with another topic to help you improve your language skills.
Until then, have a great week. Wide everyone.
Bye!